Love and Light. This is your online success coach here. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about how to become more spiritual. So stay tuned. All right, so you're back. So, one of the things that I've learned in my life and on this journey is that in order for things to manifest on the outside, we have to be aligned on the inside, right? So as above, as below, right? So as within, so as without, right? So whatever is happening on the inside is going to create your reality on the outside. Now, I learned these principles and these concepts quite a few years ago. I would say I really started learning these things in about 2015. So it's been about 6 years, 2021 it is right now. So I started learning these things around in 2015 when I started working with a mentor. She talked a lot about spirituality, and I was just wanted to do business. I just wanted to, just get deep in business. I just wanted to make some money, right? And she talked a lot about spirituality. And then I was connected back to a childhood reverend that my mom used to listen to, Reverend Ike. For those of you who don't know who he is, please, I put his links to his YouTube channel below. But Reverend Ike, right, he pretty much talks about spiritual principles as well as material principles, right? So we're here on this earth, but we're not here as earthly beings. We are here as spiritual beings having an earthly, human experience. So we're here on this earth, but yet our Father, right, which is in heaven, which is really in our heads and in our hearts, right? Our Father, Mother, God gives us everything that we want. The universe provides everything that we want. So until we start to really tap into that, and I mean, like I said, I started my journey in 2015, somewhere around there, right? However, before that, I kind of knew that, I was I was raised up in the church. I was very religious, right? I was raised up religious, but something in my mind always questioned the fact that, there was a Jesus who died for me. I remember reading, and this wasn't too long ago, how can Black people, and this is no offense to anybody, but how can Black people think that a white man died on a cross for them and they're going to come and he's coming back to save them at some point, especially with all the racism going on and things like that. These types of things, or were put out there on social media. Now, I didn't think anything like that. I just always questioned everything, right? Questioned everything. That's just how I go through life. Even when I was young, I would ask my father, well, what about this? What about that? And he would say, look it up. Look it up. He never gave me any answers to anything. So I was always in an encyclopedia. Back then we didn't have the internet. My head was always in either in a dictionary. As a matter of fact, my father bought me a dictionary for one of my birthdays. So I didn't get a gift. I got a dictionary. That was my gift. But I'm going to tell you right now, that probably was my biggest and best gift of my entire life, because it gave me the ability to always question things and to look it up when I didn't know something. So even though I was raised religious, I never felt, and even though when I do things, I go all in. So when I was raised religious, I strayed away from it. Then I came back to church because that was all I knew. I didn't know anything about spirituality. I thought, church, God, being a Christian, all that stuff, Jesus, serving in the church. I thought that was the way to get to heaven. That was because that's what I was taught, right? And spirituality is not about anything new age. Let me just make that clear, right? You can do all this new age stuff. I'm not even sure what new age chakras and all that stuff. Yes, you can have crystals, right? And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. However, spirituality is within. That is what spirituality is. So how do you become more spiritual? By going within, by understanding who you are, by understanding that you were born with an abundant amount of resources at your fingertips. And the most abundant thing that you have is your mind and your spirit, right? Your energy. So when you understand that you are a spirit, you are energy. You are not just your mind. Your spirit and your energy controls your mind, right? Just think about that. Your spirit and your energy controls your mind. What happens when you're feeling good and everything, like you're just feeling good and joyful and happy? Your mind is like on great positive things, right? And the opposite is true too. If you're feeling upset or sad, what's going to happen? Your mind is going to start to also give you more things to be sad about, more things to be unhappy about, more things to be stressed and, worried about. So when we talk about spirituality, it's about connecting your mind, your body, and your spirit. It's about becoming aligned with yourself. It's about, loving yourself. It's about commanding that inner being of yourself to produce something great, right? Because ultimately we are here to produce. We are here to be fruitful and multiply. Not just having a bunch of kids, but doing the things that we need to do for ourselves. So with that being said, knowing that we are here to do great things, that we are here to be fruitful and multiply, that we have an abundance of resources at our tips, how can we tap into that so that we can do, and have everything that we desire? Because when you become really, truly spiritual, when you get to that moment of enlightenment where you understand where you are in the world, who you are, and how you are here to contribute, everything in your life changes. Now, some people, like I said, think they need to have crystals in order to become spiritual. I love crystals. I do. I love them. They supposedly they have certain energies attached to them, right? I love them. But do you need that to become spiritual? I don't think so. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say no. You don't need anything outside of yourself to become spiritual. Can you use those things? Yes. Like I love my Tibetan singing bowl, right? When I do my meditation, which we're going to talk about in a second, right? Hear that sound? It's so beautiful, right? But do you need this to become spiritual? No. How about this? People burn their sage, and I do all of this stuff, get rid of any negative energy that's in your space, right? But do you need this to become spiritual? No. There's only 2 things that you need, maybe 3. There's only 3 things that you need to become spiritual. You need to quiet your mind. So, do you need to meditate to become spiritual? Yes. Because there's so much chatter out here. Internally chatter, externally with social media, the TV, the radio, your parents, your friends, your kids, your spouse, your everything, your boss, your coworkers. Like everybody's pulling and tugging at your energy, at your mind, at your emotions, right? So how do you find yourself? Because remember, how do you become spiritual? By understanding who you are and aligning yourself. So how can you do that if you allow every Tom, Dick, and Harry and their sisters and brothers to pull at you, to tug at you? How can you become spiritual if you don't take time to understand and connect with the divine, right? We are divine. We were born here divine. However, as we grew, we forgot that divinity. We come from source, right? So that's the first thing you need to do. You need to learn how to quiet your mind. And you can do that, through meditation. Just a few minutes a day to start out with is enough to really help you get clear, right? That's how you get clear on who you are. The second thing you need to do, which I believe, is to get a pen and a book and start to write down the things that you desire and who you are, your purpose, your mission. You probably don't even know that right now, right? You don't know what your purpose is in life. Have you ever asked yourself or asked God, why am I here? What is my purpose? What am I doing here? What am I supposed to be doing on this earth? We are all here for a purpose. Remember that. You are here for a purpose. It's not just to be a mother. It's not just to be a wife. It's not just to be a daughter or a son. You are here for a purpose bigger than you could ever imagine. But you will never be able to carry out that purpose unless you align yourself spiritually, as so within, as without, as so above, whatever goes on in your mind, your spirit, so below, the earth, right? Comes manifested out into the earth. And the third thing you need to do is make sure that you are protecting your energy. Some people in your life are time wasters and energy vampires. And it took me a long time to understand that. I've been in toxic relationships, and I had to really come to grips with who I was and why I deserved more than some toxic relationship with a bunch of pull and push and, those types of things. You deserve more. Now, it doesn't have to be a toxic relationship. It could be anything, right? Friends, family members. We talked about that. People that's taking up your time and space in your head and in your spirit. But they could also be draining your energy. Are you feeling drained after you meet with people or talk with people? Are you being sucked into gossiping and, talking about people? That's not going to help you become more spiritual. To become more spiritual is to ultimately permeate unconditional love. That's what it is. It's unconditional love for yourself and unconditional love for others. What other people have going on has nothing to do with you. Has nothing to do with you. And that's probably one of the hardest things that we have to understand, that what other people do has nothing to do with us. It's all about them and where they are on their spiritual journey. So I'm just here to help you accelerate your journey. I want you to be able to have that spiritual approach to financial freedom, empowerment, right? But first it starts within. You have to be right within before you can get everything that you want out there. The cars, the house, the money, the relationships, all that great stuff that you deserve. But it starts from within. We have to fix ourselves within. So to me, that is how you become more spiritual, by becoming aware of who you are, aware of what you are here to accomplish and to create, because you are a creator. Aware of your divinity. Your parents is God, right? Your parents are abundant, has everything that you desire. All you have to do is ask. But you have to ask in alignment, right? If you're out of alignment and you don't feel like you deserve it, because that's what keeps a lot of people from becoming spiritual, right? They may wear the crystals, they may do all that stuff, but they're not really aligned inside. That's the work. That's the work that needs to be done. Do that inner work and you will see it manifest on the outside. All right, my friends, I hope that this video helped you in some way and that you were touched by it, you were motivated and inspired to get started on your spiritual journey. Be sure to like this video, click the notification bell so whenever I record a new video, it will go, you'll get a notification. Subscribe to this channel as I'm going to continue to bring you more content on how you can have that spiritual approach to economic empowerment, financial freedom, personal empowerment. It's going to be all here on this channel. It's going to be all here on this channel to help you become free, spiritually, financially, time freedom, everything that you desire, you can have because you deserve it. All right, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh, be sure to look at the description box below. I have my ebook down there, my 5 Success Blueprint. And yeah, take a look. Take a look at that, download it, and I think you'll appreciate it. Alrighty, my friends, have a great rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye. Peace and love.